Welcome to St Matthew's.
Some of the most precious treasures come out of pressure and danger and discomfort.
It takes lots of time and significant pressure
to turn wood into coal, and even more to turn coal into diamond. What if we have forgotten the sufficiency of God? What if we couldn't truly say, if I have God, I have everything I need? During lockdown, many of the things that we enjoy have been removed. Some of them were luxuries, cinema trips, restaurants and bars, shopping. And perhaps we could deal without those things. But other things that we lost seemed to be part of our fundamental rights. To be able to leave the house, to be able to see our friends and family, to be able to attend school or the workplace. And as these things were stripped away, we may have found that some of our social foundations, some of them crumbled. We may have found that some of our coping mechanisms were no longer possible. Some of the things that we relied on disappeared. And the question we must ask ourselves is this: do we need anything besides God? When Jesus called his disciples, he was asking them to rely fully on him. They had to abandon all of the security of their old lives. They left their nets and followed him. That means that following takes precedence over work and over financial security. The Son of Man has nowhere to lay his head. That means following Jesus is prioritized over home and social security. Let the dead bury their own dead. That means that following Jesus outweighs the security of our own culture and traditions and religion. In my life, lockdown has increased my awareness of what I might rely on outside of God. Do I rely on having good health? How well would I cope if I lost that? Do I rely on social interaction? What would happen to me in solitary confinement? Do I rely on a daily routine? If the comfort blanket of regularity is stripped away, does my character remain intact? What about the removal of in-house church services? How much does my faith depend on a Sunday meeting? Jesus said this: "The kingdom of heaven is like treasure hidden in a field, which a man found and then covered up. Then in his joy, the man goes and sells all that he has and buys that field." Before 2020, I'd always read this verse and thought about material things. Do I own anything that I would hesitate to give up in exchange for a closer relationship with Jesus? But now, the verse means more. It's like a searchlight going across every sector of life, highlighting anything in danger of taking God's place. Relationships, responsibilities, patterns of life. Why don't you and I examine our own lives and see whether Jesus is our treasure, to ensure that we can say, "Jesus, if I have you, I have everything I need."